Welcome back to Condemned Criminal Origins on Xbox 360. We are busting the door down to the latter portion of Chapter 4 while Crawly, Creepy Guy, and Wife come up in order to beat the crap out of us.
Why is Wife so much stronger than Creepy Guy?
I don't know. I mean, you're not going to get a very good chance to look at her and how hideous she is if she just goes down in one hit. I mean, fuck the other guy. The other guy sucks.
Why don't we have a jump button?
Yep.
This level design very specifically is taunting me because that subway railing that we just noticed that was on our left, with a jump button, we'd be able to climb that and navigate the level in a slightly different manner.
We can only jump over objects when an A prompt says we can.
I know, and it's bad. We need a jump button.
I mean, this game is definitely more like Resident Evil 7 than other first-person shooters, where this sometimes it's just very
Only
situational what you can do.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple hobo with a shotgun.
Hey, we enjoyed that movie. Damn it.
We did. Yes, it was silly, and it also had a hobo with a shotgun. See, it's nice when a game actually follows through on its premise. I mean, I'm sorry, it's nice when a movie follows through on its premise. They might have had that on the table, like, hey, if this movie takes off and it's good, we can make a game out of it.
No, because a majority of the grindhouse stuff doesn't usually translate all that well into video games. Like, you recall a while back that Postal and Postal 2 were extremely controversial, right?
Oh yeah. They people were losing their fucking minds over how violent that game was.
No, well, that's the thing, because Postal and Postal 2 are more or less a grindhouse movie turned into a video game.
Well, let me also say for the let me also say for the record that this game is a Warner Brothers production. This was supposed to be cinematic in nature.
Now, whoa. Warner Brothers doesn't actually have that good of a reputation anymore, Mr. Cloud.
But they will always have Goodfellas and the Happy Birthday song. If you pay attention closely, Warner Brothers movies generally are the only movies out there where characters will be singing the Happy Birthday song.
Do they actually own Happy Birthday for cinematic purposes?
They did for a while, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it's copyrighted. You can't just sing Happy Birthday anytime you want. If you're gonna make money off of it.
I mean, we can, but that's because we don't have a copyright deal with fucking anyone.
Yeah. Oh, is there blood splatter? Yeah, there's fucking blood splatter.
Of course, there's blood splatter.
Nice.
These persons are supposed to be, either drug-addled or otherwise malnourished, and not only homeless but also somewhat demented.
Social commentary. Yeah, this game is bad because you're just making people hate homeless people, that it's okay to attack the homeless because they're vulnerable. No, this game makes it pretty clearly that these characters are not in their right minds. You should be killing them as a matter of self-defense.
Not only are they not in their right minds, they're usually aggressing on us first.
They're the ones who try striking first, as early as the very first guy. FBI, lay down your weapons. Yeah, well, screw you. I'm gonna hit you because I don't like you. I think you're ugly. Ethan Thomas is ugly, for the record. I mean, every character in this game is ugly.
Now, is there actual commentary associated with his lack of physical beauty, or is it just a thing that happened to him?
It's just a thing that happened. Oh, so you thought it was safe to get the health pack? Psych! No, it's not. Heh, they're hitting each other. Oh crap! I'm blocked. The stupid pallet actually moved into the pathway. Oh, get away from me. Yeah, you can totally exploit that moment when enemies are picking up a weapon. That's what you get for trying to deny me my health. Jesus Christ, enough already. I just want to press the A button, god damn it.
Okay, we are no longer at critical health. We can actually go back into being bad at combat now.
Well, I'm glad you found that funny, because I almost got a game over because of that shit.
I find it humorous because it's the Dark Souls trap, except they double layered it. It's kind of weird that they. It's kind of weird to see a Dark Souls trap like that with additional layers in a game that's definitely not Dark Souls.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, Dark Souls isn't horror per se. It can be scary to play. Like,
it uses some horror elements. I mean, Bloodborne very specifically is the advent of eldritch cosmic abominations inflicting illusions onto on a New England city.
Bloodborne is definitely more along the horror spectrum. Oh yeah, this fucking fight. Yeah, this fucking fight sucks. There are 3 dudes with sledgehammers and these firefighter uniforms. You gotta keep an eye on each of them. They'll generally leave you alone because of the enemy's propensity to hide away into a corner in order to set up a sneak attack. This checkpoint took me a lot of tries.
Right. Mostly because the firefighter outfit gives them, a decent amount of padding.
Oh yeah, right, because they're the what do you call it? They glow. They shimmer when you shine a light on them. Like, for example, if these dudes are working late in the night and they don't want to get run over by a car.
Oh my God, we are doing the Elder Scrolls 2 style of combat. No,
pretty much, yeah.
You actually didn't execute.
Yeah, I didn't execute, and that was the neck snap execution, which was very poorly rendered and only discernible by the audio cue that I had broken bones with that attack. There are 3 other options you can use in order to execute your enemies.
Do we get a foot style execution?
I mean, you can just kick them, because when they're in the stagger state, they're at 1 HP.
I noticed that you're not actually using your stagger kick for these fights. Any reason?
I think it's a little shorter range than my pipe right now. It's a good idea to use a long-range weapon against a foe that also is using a long-range weapon. He's using a shovel, and he's running away.
Ring around the generator, ring
Whoa,
around the
hello.
generator.
You guys move surprisingly fast at times. Yeah!
Really? A headbutt execute?
Well, it was a ram, but it's kind of hard. I think that was the knee.
Oh.
I don't think... This game is disorienting enough. Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. Okay, where's the 3rd guy? I know there's a 3rd guy around here. Come on.
Well, the present you knows that there's a 3rd guy. Past you doesn't yet, right?
No, I've retried this checkpoint enough times. I don't think it was just those 2 guys. I don't hear anybody, though. Because this game tries to spook you, making noises, making you wonder what's making that
Cloud,
noise.
you're gonna disrupt all the waterworks in this city if you keep grabbing these small pipes.
This city's already gone to hell. How much worse can it get?
It can get much worse, dude. At least a majority of the populace still has both housing and power.
Okay, at this point, I'm pretty sure that I am alone, just that I am trying to find the pathway right now. Okay, but...
Well, we probably need to use the shovel or the sledgehammer in order to open up the graded exit. Or this door.
Speedrunners, take note. If you find the ladder, you can just climb it up. There's nothing blocking this ladder except your inability to find it. It's just the thing is that I'm pretty sure enemies can hit you while you're trying to climb the ladder.
I am also sure that they have the ability to do that. Fucking Dark Souls.
And that's why they put a health pack right on top, so that if you are just blowing through this area because you're not interested in the enemies, then you can heal your health. Of course there was a person in there. That was gonna happen at some point. What was she doing in there?
She was waiting for you to open the door.
And I did. Hello there. How you doing? Making shadows.
Bird!
This game is really good at what it's good at, and at the same time it's also really bad at what it's bad at.
like the first person perspective is really janky for this because of how slow we're moving. We don't really have a decent level of flow, which is really difficult to describe. But if you're looking at this, it's really janky how we start off relatively slow. When we sprint, we only get like 10-20% faster, and it just doesn't feel nice. I mean, it's not supposed to. We are definitely in a horror experience, so that settling unease of either lack of control or imprecise control is technically supposed to be there, but I don't know. I think I would rather prefer to have a decent flow of movement as opposed to and I would be willing to sacrifice that level of unease. Because even Amnesia, although Amnesia does have a relatively slow movement, feels better to travel through than this does.
Well, how about this? Every character named Ethan moves slow as shit in a first-person game.
But is that exactly true? Because I'm relatively certain that Ethan from RE8 doesn't actually move that slow, right?
RE8 Ethan doesn't move slow for story reasons. RE7 Ethan also moves really slow for story reasons.
Well, yeah, because RE7 Ethan is just now recovering from his spoilers.
No, you mean that... What I mean to say...
It's a spoiler introduced in RE8, but, it happens during RE7.
It's one of the reasons why you don't get to see Ethan's shadow a lot during Resident Evil 7 is the characters in that game move, like, in slow motion. Like, seriously, just look at the speed at which they're swinging their arms. Like, a serious person would not move that slow unless a video game was making them do that. Uh-oh. Things are happening in Rapture.
Oh, come on. Rapture's out in the middle of the ocean. We're, like, in the middle of New York City. Or Chicago, or New Chicago, York. One of the two.
You two just love happening on me wherever I go, huh? Mr. and Mrs. Dark, Dank, and Disgusting. Good day. I'll see you in a bit.
Missed their audition to be Dark Souls zombies, so.
Well, it is true that Dark Souls does reuse assets pretty often. I mean, we've only run into like 4 varieties of enemies in this part. Okay, remember, those are your footsteps, Ethan Thomas. Those are your wet footsteps. It is nice that the game will also set up different footstep sound effects depending on whether you're walking on a dry surface or a wet surface, or you're walking on wood, or you're walking on concrete. It's the little things, like how the screen is shaking every now and then, even though we are in no peril whatsoever. We're just trying to find the other steam valve vent, the other steam valve, so we could turn it and clear the pathway.
Do we have a different sound effect for walking on sunshine?
I'm walking on sunshine. Ooh, I'm walking on sunshine. Ooh, it's time to feel good. No, it's not down there.
Really? We can't drop down there? I mean, there isn't a ladder, so, I suppose not, but...
Look at how low on health I am. It's dangerous to risk falling damage, even though I don't think falling damage is even a thing in this game.
Falling damage doesn't exist in this game because we're not allowed to manually drop down places.
I mean, we can. Again, you have to find the magical A prompt.
Yeah, but it's by A prompt, and if they were going to give us falling damage off of A prompt drops, that's a level of dickishness that From Software would use.
Sure. Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, that fucking pipe is around here somewhere. The flames are blocking my pipe. There it is.
There it is.
Found it. Of course, well, excuse me for not finding the blinking yellow light. The screen is shaking, the noise is happening. Cool. And in the next part, we are going to proceed to the end of Chapter 4, the Death Chapter, the longest chapter we've run into in this game. And we're going to see what other mysteries lie in store for our hero, Ethan Thomas.
Into the caverns we go.